This video is for the classifying numbers journal pages. So we're talking about the real number system. So all the numbers that we talk about this year are real numbers, and then they're divided into two groups. We have irrational numbers and rational numbers. So irrational numbers are decimals that never end. They have no pattern. So you have to think mumbo jumbo numbers. They go on forever and they make no sense. There's no pattern to it. And then we have rational numbers, and these are all of our fractions and decimals that end or have a pattern. So real numbers, again, are all the numbers that we're going to talk about this year. Irrational numbers are numbers like pi and non-repeating square roots, like the square root of 2. So now we're getting into what you've been doing in 6th and 7th grade. Rational numbers, integers, whole numbers, natural numbers. So rational numbers are our fractions and decimals. So numbers that we can write in the form a over b, where a and b are integers and b is not equal to 0. So again, we can write all of our whole numbers as fractions. So just kind of keep that in mind for the next page. So integers, the definitions for integers are all the whole numbers and their opposites. And so that's all of our positive numbers, 1, 2, and 3, and then all of our negative numbers, so like -1, -2, -3. And then our whole numbers are all the natural numbers and 0. So 0 is not considered a natural number. So our natural numbers start at 1 and increase by 1 each time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can think of these categories like funnels. And so let's start off with a natural number. Let's start off with 3. So if I drop a 3 in this natural number funnel, it's going to fall all the way down. It's going to go through the whole numbers, it's going to go through the integer, it's going to go through the rational, it's going to go through the real number. So those are all the names for 3. It would be natural, whole, integer, rational, and a real number. So when we say that you must list all the names, this is what we mean. So think of these funnels and use this page to see what funnels your number would fall through. So if I took a whole number, so let's take 2, that's a whole number. Actually, let's do 0, because 2 is also a natural number. So 0. 0 is not natural, but it's whole. So it starts out in that whole funnel. And so it would fall through the integer funnel, through the rational funnel, and then into the real number funnel. So 0, you would say it's a whole, it's an integer, it's rational, and it's real. So we can do the same thing with an integer. So let's do -2. So -2 would start just at the integers, because -2 is not whole, it is not natural. So it would fall through the rational number funnel, and then it would fall into the real number funnel. So -2 would be an integer, it would be rational, and it would be a real number. And then if I pick a rational number from this rational number column, let's pick 4/5. So 4/5 can only go, I can only drop it in the rational number funnel. It'll just fall through that one into real numbers. So 4/5, I would say that it's rational and it's real. And then your irrational numbers go on a completely different side. So the square root of 2, or the square root of 10, sorry. If I would put that in there, it would just fall through the irrational number funnel into the real numbers. So the square root of 10 would be a rational and a real number. So again, use this page, especially when we ask you to list all the names of a number.